Samson. Beautiful.
Hey guys, and welcome to another speed build. So for today, I am building my quote-unquote dream house because this isn't like a house that is something that I want to live in per se. I mean, I think it's pretty nice and I would totally live here, but I don't mean dream house in the sense of like my dream house, you know. I actually literally dreamt of this house in my dreams. Like at night, I was sleeping and I dreamt my husband and I were walking down the street and there was a house for sale and it was situated just like this on the lot. I did my best to recreate it in The Sims. It's not exact and I'll explain that in a minute, but I really tried my best to recreate it and it was so nice in my dream, and so I was just like, oh, I need to build this in The Sims. So I tried to do that for you. Now the reason it's not exact is because in order for it to work in The Sims, I had to make it a 3-story home. But it was smaller, it was kind of more like a cottage, but as you can see what I just did there, one of the rooms had a loft in it, and you can't really create a loft in The Sims 4 unless you kind of create a 3rd story, so I had to do that, which made the home a little bit larger than it actually was in my dream. And some of the items I didn't see in the dream, obviously, because dreams are stupid like that, and so I kind of had to phone them in, like the bathroom for the kids' bedroom and, you know, part of the downstairs. But overall, it's pretty accurate as far as dreams go, and I really like this house. I think it's one of the coolest houses I've built, and it is on the gallery, but I didn't call it my dream house. I called it modernized cottage, so you can find it. Now the stupid thing is it's listed as having custom content in it, which it doesn't, because I don't use building custom content. The only content that I use that's custom is for like Sims, like makeup and clothes and hair and stuff, and I've kind of gone a little overboard with it, but I'm having a lot of fun with custom content right now because of Max's match, so, you know, it is what it is. If you are interested in using custom content, there will be a link below to my Tumblr where I try to like reblog everything I find and put into my game. Also, if you're interested in like knowing how to install custom content, if you don't know how to do that, I would make a video, but there's so many on YouTube. If you just look up how to install custom content in The Sims 4, it's really easy to do. So yeah, anyways, this house is 2-bedroom and 2.5 bath. Yeah, because there's a half bath downstairs, and then each of the bedrooms has an ensuite. Now, you could easily make the one with the loft like the parents' room and make like the loft an office or something, but in my dream the loft was like a play area and a kids' room, so that is what I did, and I think that it's super cool. It's definitely my favorite kids' room I've ever built, and I just really like this house. I think it is such a cool house, and it really makes me mad that it's listed as custom content on Origin because there's no custom content, and that means that a lot of people can't see it. So if you do want to find it, you have to switch the option to make custom content appear. So you can search my name, which is ToriSimz1, and then just put like show custom content items and it will pop up. I tried to fix it, but there's literally no building custom content in my game, so I don't know why it's saying that there is, because I don't use it. So I was really irritated by that, but regardless, you know, it is what it is. So we're just gonna get into the house. It is kind of gray and white on the outside, but there were a lot of like black details to the house. So I have like black columns, there's black and white windows, black trim on the roof, and I tried to put the black, like, what do you call that? Like, it's like the band that goes around the house. I forget what it's called, but it wouldn't work, so unfortunately that isn't on there. But in my dream there was like a section around the top part of the house in like the main area where that went around, but it didn't work. One of my favorite things about this house is for sure the yard. It doesn't really have a backyard because it's situated sideways on the lot, which is how it was in my dream. But it has like this really cool big front yard with like lots of plants, and there was like a winded path. It was so nice. There was one thing I couldn't put in here for sure that was a big part of the dream, and that was there was like a fencing around the house, but in order for you to put fencing on the lots in The Sims 4, you have to give it a tile space from the edge of the lot, which is not how it was in my dream. It was like directly on the land line. So I just decided to leave it out because I didn't want to have to cut a square into the lot, if that makes sense. So it is not around here, but it was like, it wasn't like a white picket fence. It was more like a light wood picket fence around the house, but it wasn't like exactly a picket fence. It was, I don't know, it was really unique. I enjoyed it. For some reason my screen just went black. I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, that was really weird. I'm not sure. My video clip had like moved itself, so I had to like go and rearrange a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It was dumb. Anyways, back to the gardening. The yard was super cool because it had like this little, it had in my dream like a playhouse thing, but obviously that's not an option in The Sims, so I did monkey bars instead. But it was pretty, it was like a little kid play area, so it was pretty much the same thing. And I did this cool little rock surrounding area, and it's nice because it's kind of free form, but still like designated areas, if that makes sense. So even though the gardening, it looked kind of overgrown a little bit and natural almost, it was still kind of contained, and I just really liked the way that it was set up. I mean, obviously I made it up myself in my dream, so you know, I would imagine that I would like it, but I guess dreams are not always liked. I don't know. I'm taking this class in my, because a lot of you know that I'm in university. I'm going to school to be a psychologist, and I have to take this class, and I'm currently taking it this semester, called Depth-Oriented Psychotherapies. And essentially what that is like dream interpretation and like trying to understand your subconscious and the way it like manifests itself in dreams. And it's really interesting. I didn't think I would like it because it sounds kind of, you know, you think dream interpretation, you kind of think of like a woman sitting in a trailer at a carnival, like reading palms and, you know, ripping people off. At least that's what I used to think of. I was like, yeah, okay, dream interpretation, yeah. But it's like a legit thing. Like your subconscious is pretty crazy, and it can manifest itself in some pretty crazy ways. So it's been really interesting to learn about that. I actually only have like 7 more weeks of school, I think, and I really like it. Like it's a lot. I'm traveling a lot back and forth from where I live to get to school, and it's kind of intense. I'm not gonna lie. It does get really tiring, which is another reason that, you know, my videos have kind of been slowing down here and there. I also have been working on the Blackburn twins really hard, so I hope that you guys enjoyed the first part of that. I will be recording the second part today as well. But yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot of reading, it's a lot of homework, it's a lot of traveling. I drive 2 hours to school, and then I'm down there for like 8 hours, and then I drive, it's like 2 hours and 15-ish minutes, and then I drive 2 hours back home. So when I go to school, I am gone like all day, and I leave in the morning and I come back at night, and you know, then the rest of the time is like homework and reading, and it's a lot of work. But it's been different. It's not the same as my other school was. It's very different, and it's been interesting. I think I'm learning a lot. So you know, I guess that's good considering I'm paying an arm and a leg for education. But yeah, that's not what this video is about. So let's get back to building. But anyways, back to the build. I really wanted to make sure the outside was perfect before I went in and did the inside. So you can see like I'm really focusing a lot of time on that because that was where I saw most of the house in my dream basically. Like I was kind of outside and it was really weird. So I'll tell you the dream. It's kind of happy but also not. It was weird, and it also was my first lucid dream to where I kind of, or no it wasn't my first lucid dream. It was my second lucid dream because I kind of knew, well, maybe it wasn't lucid per se because I couldn't control what was happening, but like I kind of had a feeling I was dreaming because it was so far-fetched that I didn't believe it was real in a way. So I was walking down the street with my husband, and it was like I added an extra street to the neighborhood where his work is because he works in this neighborhood that's really nice, and it wasn't the exact neighborhood, but it was almost like there was an extra street that went off of there, and we noticed a house that was for sale. Now mind you, I'm in school. All of our time, money, energy is going towards me going to school. We are not in a place to buy a home right now. But I was like, yeah, let's buy this home because it was beautiful. It was just exactly what I wanted. And I was like, yeah, let's totally buy this home. And so we go inside and look around. And I mean, well, first we had to like walk through the yard and stuff. And I thought the yard was beautiful and the house was perfect. And then I go inside and it's like this really nice house, but the person who updated it did way too much to it. So I kind of imagine the house without all the extra stuff, which you'll hear me explain in a minute. So in The Sims, there's obviously not the extra stuff, but like there was a chandelier over the dining table that was just way too big. It was almost touching the dining table. Someone had taken like amethyst rock slabs and like drilled them to the countertops. Like, you know, those big crystal rocks, like people find them and cut them open and cut them into slabs or whatever. Yeah, somebody had drilled those to the countertops. And then they had used like gold leafing paint on some of the walls. So it was just way too much. But I really liked the house. So when we went inside, there was a real estate woman. And I told her, like, yeah, I totally want to buy this house. But I don't want the extra stuff. Because she had basically added the extra stuff to the home in order to drive up the price so that people would spend more money on it, because they were expensive. And she tried to tell me that she couldn't get rid of the stuff, that it was part of the house. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, you added it on. I want it off. I want to buy this house, but I'm not going to buy it with all the extra crap in it because I don't want that. And so we sat there and argued for a while. And then I pretty much was like, I don't know what that beeping was. That was weird. I pretty much was like, well, there's the beeping again. What is that? I have no idea. Anyways, I pretty much was like, fine, I'm going to contact my real estate person and they're going to get back to you. It was almost like a lawyer. Like, this is not how buying a house works. But in my dream, I was like, I'm going to contact my real estate agent and I'm going to have him call you and he's going to negotiate with you to get the price down on this house so that I can buy it. Like, I was so just like, I had a real estate person and he was almost like my lawyer. It was really strange. And so this is where it gets a little dark. I was leaving the house with my husband and I looked, like, the street's totally quiet. And mind you, this street is beautiful, like gorgeous houses on it. You know, it's not like a Beverly Hills type neighborhood, but it is definitely upper class. Like, it's ritzy. Like, you could tell there's like a lot of doctors and dentists and like people who make quite a bit of money that live in this neighborhood, but they're not like movie stars or anything, if that makes sense. So I look down the street and I see all these people kind of crowded in the middle of the street, and I'm like, okay, that's weird, but there's no noises. So then I'm like kind of walking, and we had walked there, but somehow our car was magically like down the street. So we start walking towards our car and I hear like noises, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I look down the street and I noticed that all those people that I kind of had not paid attention to before were all wearing masks and like crowded around something. And I kind of like looked closer, and it's almost like when in a movie when things zoom in, even though that's not how your vision works. It zoomed in, and I realized, and this is going to be so awful, but this is what happened. I realized that the people in the street in the masks were crowded around a guy on the ground, and they were stabbing him, and he was like bleeding from his chest. So this is like a super nice upper class neighborhood. It's like idyllic, you know, the houses are gorgeous, and then there's like a dude just getting murdered in the middle of the street. Like totally normal, right? Well, my husband notices in the dream my dogs are coming in. So sorry if the dryer is getting louder, because the dryer's like right outside the door. Hold on just a second. Anyways, my husband notices that the people are there because he didn't see them at first. And he was like, oh my God, we've got to get out of here. And so he grabs my hand and kind of quietly starts to try to lead me away from it and go to the car. But then one of the people in the mask like stands up and notices us and just starts throwing, like, you know those throwing knives that they have at the circus, and they throw it like the spinning board or whatever, and they're like rounded on the end so that you can throw them. Those are the knives they have, and they start throwing them at us. And basically the rest of the dream, I'm just trying to get to my car while dodging these throwing knives. It's super weird, and I definitely feel like the masked stabbing people thing came from American Horror Story, because I'm watching the new season, and not to spoiler like anything, but there is spoil anything. There is a group of people who do terrible things while wearing masks. So like obviously that is where that came from. I'm not trying to deny that, but it was weird nonetheless. Yeah, it was weird, but that's where this house came from. So by the time I was running to my car with the throwing knives, I knew I was dreaming, but I couldn't do anything about it. I was just like, this is not real. It was super strange. I don't know. I just figured I'd share with you. I'm not even talking about the build like through the whole video, so hopefully I'm not too annoying. If I am annoying, just, you know, mute the video, turn on your own music, and watch me build if that's what you're into. But yeah, dreams are strange. That's what I've learned recently in my class. They're just weird. They're weird, and I have no idea what that one means. So leave an interpretation down below if you want. I haven't brought it up to my class, but it's strange. It is very strange. But, you know, American Horror Story, side note, I didn't think I would like this season, the whole like election thing, because it's like, you know, let's not live the hell that we're living every day by bringing it up on TV too. But it's been really good. Like, I've actually been kind of impressed, because I have not been too happy with the last couple seasons of American Horror Story. It's kind of like my guilty pleasure show. Like, it's awful. It is not something I would recommend to everybody. Like, it is intense. There's violence, and it's gross at times. Like, it really is. But it's one of those things that's like a car accident, where it's horrible. Like, it is horrible, and you feel so bad. But at the same time, you can't look away. Like, you have to watch it, you know? I don't know. It's intense. It is an intense show, but I really do like it. It's my guilty pleasure show, and this season, I've enjoyed. I've really enjoyed this season so far. We'll see. We'll see how it ends, but I've been impressed with it. Oh, I really thought that this was clever. I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but I decided to use the cabinets and then take that like statue thingy and make it like the side of the entertainment center. I don't know. It looks kind of cool. I like it, and I really like using cabinets for making an entertainment center, because I think it kind of looks a little bit more realistic than just putting your table like on a TV. Or what? No, putting your TV on a table in the middle of the room. I really wish that those 3 rugs that came with the toddler stuff were smaller, because I really want to use them, but they're so big. Like, why didn't you just make those smaller so that we could size them up the way we wanted to? It makes no sense to me. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, I really like the living room. I think that it turned out really nice. there's a lot of yellows and kind of pastel-y greens, and I don't know, I just really like it. I couldn't find a couch that was exactly accurate to what I saw in my dream, so it's kind of, I just kind of went with some chairs. It's a little bit phoned in. Obviously, you can't do everything the same when it comes to recreating things in The Sims, especially like dream things. It kind of is impossible, but I think I came pretty close. It's really as close as I could get it in The Sims, and I really do like it a lot. It's very happy. I think this is a really good home for somebody like with kids. It's definitely like a family-friendly home. It is very bright colored on the and like as far as the interior. It's overall the colors are not that crazy, but there's some happy colors on the inside. The kids room is awesome, which I talked through the whole building of it, but you saw it if you were watching still. I think that it's super awesome. I would love to have that room as a kid. And I mean, I don't know. You might have to worry about like safety because it is a loft, but at the same time too, the wall is like the banister part is pretty high up, so I don't think you'd have to worry too much. And there is a little office, which you also probably saw me build when I was blabbing, but it's like it's a good size. There's bookshelves throughout the house that you don't really need to worry about having room in there to read, but there is like what is it? An easel and a computer, so it works. And then this is the little half bath that I was talking about earlier. It's nothing special, but it is a good bathroom for guests, and it's in the living room, so easy access. And it does have a full-length mirror, which I thought was pretty cool. And honestly, my favorite part of the house, aside from the loft bedroom, is the kitchen dining area. Sorry if you can hear my dog. She's over there being super annoying. But yeah, it's the kitchen area, and I'm working on that right now. Now, in my dream, the cabinets were more of like a rich, kind of reddish wood, but obviously that's not really something you can create in The Sims 4. I wish we had swatches. If we had like color swatches or color wheel or something where we could kind of be more specific, it would be a little bit better, but I did my best, and I used these wooden cabinets. I think they came with cool kitchen stuff, so they're the closest I could get, and I was pretty happy with it. I think that it's nice. I wish that you could also do like half tiles for the flooring, because the flooring went out a little bit further in the front area, but it didn't go out like all the way, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't go out a full tile, so I just had to make it a little bit shorter. I also really like how the kitchen, like the stairs to upstairs, go into the kitchen, which is something that I don't even know if that's realistic in real life, but that was something that really stuck out to me in the dream, is where the stairs were in relation to the kitchen. Ooh, God, a giant mosquito hawk just flew at my face. That was so scary. I'm not scared of them, but when you're sitting and not paying attention and something flies at your face, it's a little bit startling. Anyways, I just thought that was really nice. It would probably be really annoying in real life, but I don't know. I liked it in The Sims. Now, another thing that was kind of weird to fit in was the fireplace. There was a fireplace in the kitchen dining area, but it almost seemed like it was in a bigger space, but it wasn't. I don't know. So I kind of just squeezed it over in that corner there that I just painted. A thing that was annoying is I could not change the paint on the stairs. You'll see me struggling here. So I eventually just add in like clapboard area so it looks intentional, but no, it wasn't like that. It was supposed to be gray, and it's a little bit frustrating that it didn't work. I also just noticed for the first time that those curtains have dinosaur print on them, which if you know me, you know I love dinosaurs. But yeah, there's a bunch of these curtains that come for the kids' room that I didn't even know that are totally base game curtains that have flipping dinosaurs on them, and I'm assuming they had them the whole time and I had no idea, which is a lot of irritation to me, but whatever. So yeah, I was gonna get rid of the the fireplace completely. And then I was like, oh, I'll put it over by there. But then I was like, no, that's not right. So I just squeezed it in over here in the end. And I actually think it looks kind of cute. Hopefully it doesn't start a fire. I don't know. I don't really have the best luck with fireplaces in The Sims 4. They always light things on fire, so I don't know. It's over there though, and I squeezed a little bar in over here next to the stairs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's, I don't know, I like it. I hope that you guys liked it too. So yeah, we're gonna go into the screenshots. I couldn't really get the best angle of the front of the house because there is so much going on in the front yard. It's really more about the yard than the house, so I just took a few shots from like different angles. I really love the twinkle lights that I hung up on the back area. Here is the little office and living room. And, oh, I guess the office again. Didn't really organize the screenshots very well. My bad. But anyways, guys, this is on the gallery to download. Just remember you have to click to be able to see custom content, even though there's no custom content in this game. Or in the, yeah, in my game, period, for building. But yeah, it is called Modernized Cottage. So go ahead and download it if you're interested. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, everyone.